Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Wilson Jr., and this is the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast, the music podcast on where I interview singers and musicians from genres of black music: gospel, jazz, blues, old school classic soul, old school hip hop, today's hip hop and R&B, Caribbean, Latin, Afrobeat, Afro-Latina, blue-eyed soul, disco, go-go, line dances, and the Lost 45s. So come with me as I take you on to a trip to the destination genre of black music right now on the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Legal Shield is a proud sponsor of the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Have you been involved in any types of accidents? Have you been a victim of identity theft? Have you been a victim of a computer fraud scam? Have you been in disputes with your tenants or landlords? If your loved one dies and they didn't write up a will for you or for your family, or you and your spouse are filing for divorce, or if you need help by opening up your small business, give Legal Shield a try. Visit their website at LegalShield.com and tell them you heard it here on the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Do it today. You'll be glad you did. Welcome to the Black Soul Music Experience. I'm Sam Wilson Jr., and I have a special guest on my show. And this comedian that I'm about to introduce to you, and he keeps it real. And he's from Detroit, Michigan. And you can check out all of his performance, and you can check it out right now on YouTube. Please help me welcome to the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the realest comedian, Mr. Willie Gemini Jones.
Hello.
Hey, Willie, how are you?
I'm alright.
Welcome to my podcast. Glad to have you here.
Be here.
Okay, so I want to give a special shout out to Monica Hamlet, who had recommended me to interview you on your show. So want to give a shout out to Monica.
That's what's up. Mona Lisa lyrics.
Okay, so as always, America doesn't know who you are, but the city of Detroit knows who you are. So I'm very delighted to interview you on my show. So let us begin, shall we? Okay. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, you're from the city of Detroit, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
What section or street were you living on in the city of Detroit, Michigan?
Oh, I used to live on a lot of streets. I used to live on a lot of streets, but one of them I lived along was Artesian on Schoolcraft.
Okay. Now, were your parents or any of your family relatives in the entertainment industry, or did they had 9 to 5 day jobs?
They had 9 to 5.
Now, which high school did you go to?
Well, I went to Redford for a minute, for a little while, and yeah, that's Redford in Northern. I went to Northern for a hot minute, just a real hot minute. It wasn't. I don't consider I went to Northern, but I went to Redford High School.
And which college did you go to?
WC3, it's a community college.
And what was your major in college?
Law was my major.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love law.
Now, who did you want it to be when you grow up?
I ain't really know at first, but when I got grown, I ain't know what I wanted to do because at the time I really didn't have the credentials, no education that went all the way. I got my GED when I was locked up, so I didn't really know until one day I was watching Eddie Griffin, the comedian Eddie Griffin, and me and my brother was watching him, and I was cracking up. And my brother, I kept saying, he remind me of somebody. He remind me of somebody. That man remind me of somebody, you know. And my brother was cracking up. I'm like, what you laughing for? He said, fool, he reminds you of you. That's why he reminds you of somebody. I'm like, man, get out. I ain't talking about me. It's somebody else. He reminds you of you. You do that all day just for fun. You just do that all day. Everywhere we go, you just had the whole grocery store laughing and crows. I was like, yeah, we did do that. He like, everywhere you go, you had people laughing. And he said, that's what you should do. I was like, I can do that. I said, I'm gonna try to do that. And I went and tried it a couple times. I ain't stick with it. Then I moved my brother, and I said, I'm gonna go back and do it again. And I went back and did it. And I was doing it. I did it about 3-4 shows. And then I left. I got locked up for a crime I didn't do. And I went, when I came back out, 30 days after I got out, I did 3 shows in prison too. I did 3 talent shows in prison. Came in second place, all of them. Then I came out. 30 days later, I was on stage, and I ain't stopped yet. That was 18 years ago.
Mm. Now, and how old were you when you started doing comedy?
I think I was 39, somewhere like 39, 37. 38, 39.
Mm, okay. Was being a comedian your calling?
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, that's my calling, definitely. I have so much fun on stage, you know. Plus, it's like therapy.
Mm.
It's like therapy. You release all the stress off your head, and I come off that stage and be like a weight been lifted off me, you know. Until reality hits you again, and you be like, man, it's still here.
Now, growing up, who were some of your favorite comedians?
uh, who else? Them was my top. Red Fox and Richard Pryor. Them was the main two.
And who were your influences that had inspired you to do comedy?
Eddie Griffin.
Mhm. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, Monica Hamlet, and I got a chance to interview her a couple of months ago. How did Monica Hamlet discover you?
Helping this and that, but come on down and do some comedy for me, cause I ain't nothing. I was like, all right, and it went on from them, and we've been working at it. I was like, and that was 18 years ago. Well, maybe 19 years, Mike. But it's around there, 18, 19 years. Probably, well, or yeah, no, no, 10 years. Let me see. So it's about 2010. So about
Okay.
15 years ago.
Now, you mentioned early that you were in prison. What was the charge?
Uh, well, I'm still fighting it in Hague court, so I can't talk about it.
Okay, well, we'll leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've you've been a lot of trials and tribulations in and out of in prison.
Mm-hmm.
How did comedy save you?
I mean, it just what people be. This is what people say. I just be talking. So when I was in prison, uh, people used to, I talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's my name. My name is tattoo right here. Talk a lot. And so when I was in prison, I used to tell my stories of what I went through in my childhood and all that. You know, kicking, reminiscing and stuff like that. And people be but I be telling serious stories, and they would be cracking up, laughing, like they be laughing. And then to the point that people used to be like, "Hey man, hey, we came because I was in a cubicle situation, like people right there. It's like 6 people over there and 6 people in here, and they came over there like, hey man, we got a little bag for you. You know what I'm saying? Make us laugh tonight. And I was like, for real? That was really the first time I got paid. Now that I think about it, that was the first time I got paid. And I used to talk and make them laugh until they go to sleep. They would pay me to talk them to sleep.
So in other words, you're keeping it real. It's kind of like Richard Pryor and Bernie Mac with
Yeah,
those stories.
Right, I don't tell no jokes. I just tell real life what happened to me. You know, what happened to me. Yeah, I might tell you what happened to me yesterday. Like getting my car illegally and wrongfully impounded. I went on stage this weekend, and told them about that. You know what I'm saying? And it just you get better with the timing and delivery. But I haven't told a joke in 18 years. Not one joke.
Mm. Now, I got a chance to check out your videos on YouTube, and despite the cussing, I got a chance to check it out, and that had me laughing. What was the audience reaction?
You can hear it on there. They was crying. They was cracking up. You can hear them. Everybody. I have never been booed before. When I first started doing comedy, I got crickets. They didn't boo me, but total silence is you tell a story and everybody's looking at you like this. That ain't fun. You need some type of reaction, but it be fun. I guess the way I say it makes it funny, cause it's all real. I talk about how you probably seen it when I drove a car 6 months without a steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? I was vice grip whipping, you know, and I tell it that, but it was real. I was really driving the car for 6 months, you know, with my trusty vice grip. It was cool because you could take your vice grips up, put it in your pocket, and they can't steal your car.
Yeah, that that story just kind of reminds me of the late George Carlin, and you have the newcomer Ada Rodriguez. They tells a lot of stories from whether they're from their childhood or broken families, but it makes everybody laugh
Because they can
because
relate.
it all comes from pain.
Huh? You said, well, I couldn't hear you breaking up.
Oh, when I mentioned those comedians like George Carlin and Ada Rodriguez, they were telling us stories that was all coming from pain.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mostly where it comes from. But I turned pain into laughter. I'll let y'all laugh at me off my pain. Because I was mad most of the time.
No.
When it happened. It's just like this. It's like being chased by a dog. You've been chased by a dog before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not fun when it's happening to you because you're scared you're gonna get bit and everything. But when you go home and you tell somebody, man, I just got chased by a dog, and then you tell them how it happened and how you ran and jumped on the car and did all that, they be cracking up. then you start laughing about it because you're safe. But they laughing about it because they can visualize what you just, they can see that in their brain. They like, oh man, they be like, that sounds crazy. But really what they saying is like, wow, that sounds crazy. Because they visualizing you doing all that and it makes people laugh. It's laugh when you get through it. It's funny. Yeah, it might not be funny when you go through it, but it's definitely funny later on.
Okay. Now, you had some starring roles in several movies on Tubi. What were some of the movies on Tubi you appeared in?
Well, I had a co-starring role in one movie called uh, The Mule. It's on YouTube. I mean, it's on Tubi now. The Mule, and that was good. Shout out to my man Jay Will. He called me up and asked me to come down, and I got the part, and it was straight. I had parts in a lot of movies. I'm in 313. I was a co-starring role in there. The 313, the spot 313. Yeah, I played a police officer in that one. That was fun. That was fun. That was my most funnest time I had on set. That was the funnest. And I was in Still in My Block. Had a role in there. Corner Store. I had a little part in there. Yeah, and a few others. It was fun. And what the question was? What was the question though?
How many movies have you appeared in Tubi?
8. I think it's 8. I be forgetting them sometimes. I think it's about, yeah. Then I did The Hustler. Yeah, it's about 7 or 8.
Okay. Now, let's talk about your other product called on Blessings. Please share with our audience on what that is about.
Because that's what I do. You know, I've been to California umpteen times with no money. But I believe if I ask God, I'd be like, God, I want to go to Cali. When I first went, I was like, I ain't never been. I want to go. And I was talking to somebody from down there, and they was like, if you come down here, I'll let you get some time. I was like, I need to go. So I asked God, can I go? He was like, yeah. I was like, you got me? He was like, yeah. So I packed it about, I set the date, I took the Greyhound bus too. Ooh, that's a long ride. I was on the bus for 2.5 days. That's a long ride. So I just went. That's what I do. I step out on faith, basically. And I went to a lot of concerts for free, As long as I get there, I get blessed to get in there. So, yeah, that's what boiling on blessings mean. I boil on blessings.
Okay. And how many comedians have you discovered?
Uh, Discovered two, three really, but one stopped, one dead, and the other one doing comedy with me now. Dollar Bill.
Okay. Oh, all right. Now, here's a question that I always ask my guests. Living or dead, which artist or comedian or radio DJ personality you wish you wanted to meet?
Richard Pryor and Eddie Griffin. I still want to meet Eddie Griffin. I really, really do. I still want to meet him. I met a lot of comedians, but I ain't never met Eddie.
All right. Now, here on the Black Soul Music Experience, I always ask my guests who is the top 10 R&B black artist of all time. Since I have you, Willie, we're going to do it a little different. We're going to do the Black Soul Music Experience podcast top 10 novelty songs and singers who does comedy of all time. Now, here's how it works. We do it like a top 10 countdown, like the show. America's Top 10, hosted by the late Casey Kasem,
Mm.
we get to the bottom five from who was the best singer who did comedy, or some of the novelty songs were hits. And then we get to the top five. We're going to find out who were some of the best songs, who was the best million sellers from all artists of all time.
That did.
So I'm going to start off with my top 10. And if you think of yours, you be ready when I'm finished. So number 10, I'm going to start off with the divine Bette Midler. Now, we all knew her as a singer back then when she made her debut back in 1969. But then by 1980, she did a couple of concert movies, including Divine Madness. She does sing and does some comedy in between. So she's also an actress as well. So I'm going to put Bette Midler as number 10. Number 9, Millie Jackson. Now, me growing up, the Millie Jackson that I know that she was a singer back in the early 70s. But then by the late 70s, she got a little raunchier by singing those songs that you're not going to hear on radio and television. And when she got into the 80s, she got a couple of some songs, and some of the songs that I saw on YouTube were too explicit to play on radio and television. So she's still kicking today in her 80s, so I'm putting Millie Jackson at number 9. Now, number 8, here are some of the songs that I found that you're not going to hear on radio and television. One is called The Flying Saucer by Buchan and Goodman. And number 7, we have a song called The Streak, which was sung by Ray Stevens. This was a number 1 hit on Billboard's Hot 100, Top 100 Top Singles charts back on May 18th, 1974 for 3 weeks. Now, this was a song about streaking. This was on today's headlines. I should say back in the day's headlines. Everyone was streaking, no clothes on. You see them out in sporting events. Everyone was streaking at the Academy Awards. So this was a top 10 hit. This was coming from the headlines. So I put The Streak by Ray Stevens at number 7. Number 6, the song called Yes, Yes, Yes by Mr. Bill Cosby. And this was from his LP entitled Bill Cosby Is Not Himself One of These Days on the Capitol label. Now that song was played on all the black radio stations, but the song was at number 102 on Billboard's Soul Singles charts back on June of 1976. So Bill Cosby made lots of comedy albums, best remembered for his comedy shows aired on NBC and ABC and CBS. So we'll put the song Yes, Yes, Yes by Bill Cosby at number 6. Number 5, Superfly Meets Shaft by Dickie Goodman. This came out in 1972. This was a tribute to the blaxploitation movies, you know, Shaft and Superfly and Trouble Man, just to name a few. So they had some snippets from different songs from the year of 1972. So we'll put Shaft versus Superfly or Superfly meets Shaft by Dickie Goodman at number 5. Number 4, another song from Dickie Goodman was called Mr. Jaws. Now, this was based on the 1975 movie Jaws. So what they did was they had little snippets from different songs, came out of 1975. And yes, Jaws became a box office hit back in the summer of 1975. So we'll put Mr. Jaws by Dickie Goodman at number 4. Number 3, the Delegates did a song called Convention 1972. This was based at the Democratic and Republican National Convention in 1972. So again, they did some tidbits, snips from different songs from the year 1972. So we're going to put the Convention 1972 by the Delegates at number 3. Number 2, the Thong Song by Cisco, the lead singer from the group Drew Hill. This was a top 10 hit on Billboard's R&B Black Singles songs back in the year 2000. So we'll put Cisco, the Thong Song at number 2. And the number 1 song was My Dealing by Chuck Berry. Number 1 on Billboard's Hot 100 Pop Singles charts back on October 21st, 1972 for 2 weeks. So before we go on, we want to give a shout out to the honorees of those comedians who were on radio. So we got to give it up to Nancy Giles from the show China Beach and also CBS Sunday Morning. Comedian George Wallace, he was on a morning show. J. Anthony Brown, he was on the Tom Joyner Morning Show and now on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Comedian Earthquake, he had his own afternoon show on WBLS FM and the NYC. D.O. Hewley, comedian, had his own show on 98.7 KISS FM, and he has his own afternoon show nationwide in syndication. And of course, Steve Harvey. So there you have it, my top 10 of all time. So Willie, do you have any of your favorites?
You talking about that did sing, or was you talking about funny records, or I don't kind of misunderstood.
Yeah.
So comedians that did sing.
Yes.
Jamie Foxx. I really don't know too many, but I know I can say is it either or they got to be both?
Either or.
All right. So my top 10, I like let me see, top 10. D.O. Hewley, one of my top, I say 10, and number 10, I go D.O. Hewley. Let me see. Who else? Would you shut up? Trying to think. Ricky Smiley show on radio. Ricky Smiley show, the D.O. Hewley show. I like Earthquake show. 3 at 8, 7. Steve Harvey show was good. I put Stevie Harvey up there. He number what's that number? 10, 9, 8, 7.
6.
Is that 6? Yeah. This number 6 is like I say, Red Fox, the Red Fox album. I used to listen to him all the time. The Richard Pryor album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Richard Pryor album. What's his name? Flip Wilson. Bill Cosby, I listen to him. What's that? I mean, is that right there?
We're up to, number 2.
Yeah, number 2? Oh, well.
Yeah, you mentioned Bill Cosby, number 2.
Okay. We up to number 2. Now, next one is number 2. Cause I lost count.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my top 2 is let's see, let me see. Number 2, Michael Kyer. And number one, Eddie Griffin.
Okay.
Eddie Griffin.
Okay, we did it pretty well. So, Willie, it's been a pleasure talking with you on the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Thank you again for taking the time out to be on my show. And again, special shout out to Monica Hamlet.
Yes.
And we want to say a special shout out to her. So, for recommending me to interview you. So, thank you so much.
All right. And shout out to this lady behind me, Jazzy No Nonsense Poet. She does online podcasting, on location podcasting. She do like this. Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, before we go, where can we follow you on social media?
I'm at Jameel JAMEEL 2621 on Instagram, and I'm Jameel Hassan on Facebook, JAMEEL HASAN. And follow me on YouTube.
Oh.
Hold on, follow me. Go see check out my YouTube channel, Comedian Gemini the Realist.
Mm-hmm.
Check out my YouTube channel. I need some more subscribers.
Alrighty. Download all the songs from all of our favorite artists that we have talked about on this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Visit iTunes.com, Spotify, or purchase a CD at Amazon.com. Make sure you follow Willie Gemini Jones. Follow him at Jamil at 2621 on Instagram and also on Facebook. And make sure you check out all of his videos available right now on YouTube. All you have to do is subscribe to his channel, give him some support, give him some love, and he will like to give you a good laugh. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out this episode, please check out the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Look for me on these 5 platforms. I'm on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Cast. And the link is riverside.fm/studio/Samuel-Wilson Jr.'s. Don't forget the S at the end, -studio. And I will be posting this episode on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And if you have a hard time getting onto riverside.fm, then please become a member and subscribe to patreon.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Just put in your email address and your password and get onto the Patreon homepage where you see all of the shows by different creators. And make sure you go to the search box and type in the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Check out all of my audio and video podcast episodes and all the video podcast clips that you may have missed. And if you have a hard time getting on to Patreon, then I will be posting this episode on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. If you like this episode, if you love my podcast, please subscribe, please support, please give me a thumbs up, please leave a comment, and please pass it on. Thank you for joining me as I close out this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience.
Well, that's about it for this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. I'm Sam Wilson Jr. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week for an all-new episode. The Black Soul Music Experience podcast is sponsored by the support of listeners and viewers like you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Look for my podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Cast. And don't forget the link. The link is riverside.fm/studio/Samuel-Wilson Jr.'s-studio. And don't forget to check out my audio and video podcast episodes by becoming a member and subscribe to patreon.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. And please check out my video podcast episodes by subscribing to youtube.com/the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. And please leave your comments, feedbacks, and replies by going to my Facebook homepage. Go to facebook.com/the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. You can also tweet me on X, aka Twitter, at Sam Wilson Jr. 66, and follow me on Instagram at SAMM.Y2980. As always, partying, remember this: reach for the top and your dreams will come true, and it can happen to you. From all of us, take care, God bless, thanks for listening, have a good week, and please be safe.